Gary, well, we'll look ahead to the weekend in a moment, but obviously it's been an emotional time for the nation in the past 24 hours. And I guess you'll never forget where you were, because you were on BBC Radio Nottingham live with Jordan Kelsall, and the news broke at 6:30, and suddenly the ice hockey was over, and they went to the news of the Queen sadly passing away. That must have been a very weird experience for you.
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds, right? I mean, obviously my thoughts and prayers go out to this great country that I'm fortunate enough to be living in right now. And it's a sad time, obviously, being from the States. You know, we know how important the Queen is, and we all loved her over in America, too, as well. So definitely a challenging time right now.
But just touching on that yesterday, just suddenly for it to happen, I guess it was very strange to suddenly see like a local radio station swing into action and announce that news, and, you know, the big news.
Well, I will say Aaron kind of prepared Kels and I before, because he gave us a heads up that, you know, something they felt was awry, it felt like, you know, maybe something could happen yesterday. So he kind of prepared us that if something happened, they would have to cut out. So kudos to him. I mean, he kind of had us prepared, but obviously, unfortunately, it happened. And, you know, he did a very good job professionally of just transitioning into a difficult moment.
Let's talk about the hockey. It's obviously going to be a very different occasion to, I think, the one we expected, but there's still a game to win. There's still points on the line. How do you feel about, you know, the league opener, as it were, getting ready for real?
Well, I'm sure the organization has something planned, you know, special for the Queen, and I'm sure most of the leagues do that are playing, right, to teams, I should say, tomorrow night. But, you know, we got to focus on what we have to control, right? And that's obviously putting out a great effort. It's a big game tomorrow. It's the beginning of basically the full playoff season, as we talked about. You know, the regular season title is the most important thing. I've had that ingrained in me all summer long. So, you know, that game starts tomorrow, and then obviously we go to Coventry on Sunday. So I know the boys are excited to get going. You know, we've had a lot of practice, and if you ask pro guys, they'd much rather, you know, just let's get to the game. So I'm sure they'll be excited to get on the ice and play in front of our great crowd.
Just one more about the league and getting it ingrained. You say you've got it ingrained. Do you think the boys do as well? Do you think they've been told enough times?
I think we're all well aware of what's at stake, and we're just excited to get out of exhibition and start basically the most important part, and that's the regular season.
How important is pre-season? I know the results didn't go your way, but it's not just about that, is it? It's also about the prep you can do in practices and stuff. How important has this 2-and-a-bit-week period been?
Oh, it's been great. You know, again, the guys are getting to know each other and become buddies, and they're bonding, and I'm getting to know the players, you know, off the ice as well. And, you know, that's what it is. You need that synergy, that chemistry, and, you know, every coaching staff talks about it. But it's very important when you have as many new players as we have. And, you know, every team, there was a lot of roster turnover. You know, if you look at the rosters throughout the league, there are a lot of new players in the league, but I really like our group, and I think the one thing is if you're going to make mistakes, make them in exhibition, get it over with then, and try to limit those mistakes come regular season.
Just finally, a word on Guildford. Where will their biggest threats come from, do you think?
Well, it's their speed. You know, they got a great identity with their head coach that's been there a while, and, you know, he makes it go, that coach. He does a really good job, and, you know, the players, it's a high-octane kind of a north-south type of team. I mean, they really push the pace and get on top of you. So, you know, we got to make sure that we're ready to try to chip away on that speed and try to slow it down as much as we can and break the puck out. You know, we got to break the puck out effectively against that aggressive forecheck.
Appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.